The heel of my Porsche 718 Boxster, the one my father promised me for being valedictorian, was currently grinding into the shoulder of the boy who'd cost me both, only this was the designer loafer version, and the boy was Alaric Payne, so I said, applying a little more pressure, you're the new number one. The boy didn't flinch, he was slumped against the grimy brick of the alley behind the gym, dirt smudging the sharp line of his jaw, but his eyes were cold steel. Do you need something? He asked, his voice flat. My boy Marco cracked his knuckles, a sound like snapping twigs. He needs an introduction. Queen A. He puffed out his chest. This is Avery Carmichael. You see that new science wing with the fancy solar panels? Her family's name is on the plaque. Alaric's gaze flickered to me, then away. Okay, no reaction, nothing. Gus, my other resident idiot, jumped in, indignant. She's also the person you beat for the top rank by 26.5 points. J.D. chimed in, always the pedant. It was 26 exactly on the midterm report. Gus, the .5 was from the extra credit pop quiz in AP Physics. Whatever, Gus huffed. The point is, her dad was going to buy her that Porsche. Now, no Porsche. She was so devastated she stress ate 5 cronets and down 2 venti milkshakes. I sent a death glare at Gus. Shut up, all of you. The air went still, then a low, almost silent chuckle from the boy on the ground. Ah, Alaric Payne said, a ghost of a smirk on his lips. I think I remember you now. That condescending tone. I saw red. My leather loafer pressed down hard. Let's talk about how you're going to fix this. I purred. Your grades have nothing to do with me. He shot back. He was sitting in the dirt, a mess, and somehow, he still radiated an infuriating level of defiance. Marco, I said, my voice dangerously sweet. Show him how it has everything to do with him. Marco grinned, stepping forward. My pleasure, Avery. But just as he raised his fist, something impossible happened. Words appeared in the air, shimmering, electric blue text, floating right in front of my face. The side character is really courting death. Just wait until the male lead gets acknowledged by his billionaire family. He has a million ways to deal with her. I blinked. What the hell? More text scrolled by like live comments on a video stream. See that girl with the high ponytail watching from the end of the alley? That's the female lead, Elodie. Next, she's going to spend all her savings to pay his protection fee. He'll fall for her at first sight. So Avery is just the control group. Huh, thanks for being the catalyst for our couple's love story. Eat up now, because once you mess with the male lead, you don't have many days left. LOL. The world tilted. Male lead, female lead, catalyst. Doom. My foot, still planted on Alaric Payne's shoulder, began to tremble. How much? Alaric's cold voice cut through my panic. I looked down at the boy who was apparently a secret prince of industry. The boy who was destined to destroy me. My carefully constructed queen bee persona was cracking at the seams. Marco was still waiting for his order. Yeah, Avery, how much we shaking him down for? I swallowed, my mind racing, my foot wobbled. It's $1. I stammered out. $1 for every point you beat me by. Wait, no, that's $26. Still too much. My brain was short-circuiting. The shimmering blue text was still there, mocking me. I took a deep breath. Exactly $1, I declared, trying to sound intimidating. Feeling scared now, aren't you? The three stooges stared at me as if I'd just sprouted a second head. $1, J.D. whispered, his brow furrowed in confusion. Queen A, are we punishing him or giving him lunch money? Yeah, Avery, Marco whined, flexing his bicep mournfully. I've been doing extra curls just for this. Can't I just punch him a little? Look, you've scared him stiff, Gus said, pointing at Alaric. Total cognitive shutdown. The lion asks for a pebble. Brilliant. Alaric wasn't scared. He was staring at me, his eyes narrowed, trying to solve the puzzle that was my sudden, nonsensical demand. I ignored them all, my heart still hammering against my ribs from those terrifying blue comments. Asterisk catalyst for their love story. Asterisk not many days left. Nope, not happening. I yanked my foot off his shoulder, my leg slightly numb. This wasn't about punishment anymore. This was about survival. I know a broke charity case like you can't afford much, I improvised, trying to regain my composure. Consider this a test. Before he could respond, I reached down, grabbed his arm and pulled him to his feet. The motion was so abrupt he stumbled forward, his chest bumping against mine. He smelled like library books and faint, clean soap. It was infuriating. As your new boss, I said, patting the dust off his cheap, worn jacket, I have standards. You're a mess. He was still staring at me, his expression unreadable, and from now on, I continued, my voice gaining strength. You're my project, my henchman number 4. That means your protection fee is waived. I was a genius. If he was my underling, he couldn't be my enemy, and if he was busy being my underling, he wouldn't have time to meet the ponytailed girl and fall in love. Problem solved. I don't leave my people behind, I said, pulling out my father's supplementary Amex Platinum from my wallet. Here, $20,000 credit line. Get yourself some decent clothes. Your jeans have holes in the knees. It's embarrassing me. I shoved the card into his hand. He didn't take it. His gaze dropped. A faint flush crept up his neck, tinting the pale skin of his cheeks. He cleared his throat. Your button is undone. I glanced down. Not one button. Two. My crisp, white uniform shirt was gaping open, which meant when I had bent over to dust him off, he'd seen everything. My own face erupted in heat. Instinct took over. My hand flew out, and the sharp crack of it connecting with his cheek echoed in the small alley. Nice one, Queen A. Marco cheered. Hey, you never gave us an Amex card. Gus complained. Dude, shut up. J.D. hissed. Can't you see this is a power move? The sting in my palm brought me back to reality. I had just slapped the future billionaire tycoon who was supposed to ruin my family again. That, I said quickly, trying to cover my tracks, was the final part of the initiation test. Alaric touched his cheek, where the red imprint of my hand was already blooming. He didn't look angry. He looked flushed. His breathing was a little faster now, his eyes darker. Was he that enraged? And the result? He asked, his voice a low murmur. Huh, I was lost. He met my eyes, his own gaze intense, his messy bangs falling over his forehead. He looked like he'd just been thoroughly ravaged. Did I pass the test? What are these two doing? Is this some kind of foreplay? It's the side character's seduction tactic. In the original story, she bullies him because she's attracted to him. Useless. The female lead is about to arrive. Once he sees her, no other woman will exist. It's fate. Fate. I would fight fate. You passed, I said, jamming the platinum card into his chest. Consider this a loan. Pay me back when you make it big. And now I'm not just your boss, I'm your creditor. Your one and only job is to study hard, and you are absolutely forbidden from getting into a relationship, especially with a girl with a high ponytail. As if on cue, a clear, angry voice rang out from the end of the alley. What do you think you're doing? We all turned. There she was, high ponytail, righteous glare, textbook definition of a heroine. Elodie Bishop. Bullying is against school policy, she declared, her phone held up like a weapon. If you don't stop, I'm calling the dean. My three idiots immediately snapped into their roles as generic generic high school thugs policy. Marco scoffed. Avery Carmichael is the policy around here. Go ahead and call. Gus added with a theatrical sneer. No one's gonna come for you way out here. Elodie's lip trembled, a perfect blend of fear and determination. Don't be so arrogant. I've recorded everything. JD threw his head back and laughed. Scream all you want. No one's coming to save you. Idiots. They were harassing the female lead. Did they have a death wish? I jabbed JD in the ribs. Ow, Avery, what was that for? I tried to send them a telepathic message with my eyes. Abort mission. Retreat. Are you having an eye twitch? Gus asked, rummaging in his backpack. I think I have some eye drops. I gave up. I turned to Elodie with my most disarming smile. If I told you I was giving him a facial massage, I said, gesturing to Alaric's red cheek, would you believe me? With your palm. Elodie shot back, her eyes flashing. Don't play dumb with me, Avery Carmichael. I know all about you. Just because you have money doesn't mean you can treat people like dirt. She strode forward, planting herself protectively in front of Alaric like a mother hen. We have dignity too. Don't hit him. Whatever the protection fee is, I'll pay it for him. As she spoke, Alaric's gaze lifted, fixed on the brave girl standing before him. He looked moved. Oh, hell no. The meet cute was happening right in front of me. I shoved Elodie aside and dragged Alaric back to my side. Here's your chance to prove your loyalty. I hissed at him. You tell her what's going on. He stumbled but caught his balance, then spoke in a calm, even tone. It was all voluntary. Avery didn't force me to do anything. He's obviously scared of you, Elodie insisted, her voice softening as she turned back to Alaric. No one volunteers to get hit. Alaric, don't be afraid. I have a recording. I can help you. I'm telling the truth, Alaric said, coolly brushing a faint shoe print from his shoulder. Then he dropped the bomb. I belong to Avery now. Gus muttered. Smooth. Makes it sound like they're dating. Marco snorted. He's just a pretty boy trying to leech off her. Elodie's eyes widened as she took in Alaric's flushed face and disheveled shirt. Her expression turned to one of horror. What did you three do to him? I know he's good looking, but he's just a student. Even if you wanted to intimidate him, you can't. She trailed off, her eyes welling up as she fumbled for her wallet. How much does she want? I'll pay it right. $1, Alaric said. He reached into his pocket.